day 11, 365 days printing on vintage hardware, and today we're going to look at the 2012 MakerBot Replicator. Now this one's not stock, but we'll get into that in a second. Yesterday's print was a success. It actually moves. Unfortunately, the day before that, this is a solid block. But we're taking a look at the dual extrusion feature of this printer, which was challenging at times. Now this printer isn't quite stock. I don't think that necessarily matters, but let's take a look at a stock one. This one is bone stock. When I first got it, it had the linear regulator that likes to fail. We have the Mark 8 dual extruder. This bar is thicker than Mark 7. I'm not sure where their differences there were. And one of these came with some extra materials, the original user guide, the Dear MakerBot operator letter, and the errata guide to update information. There are some challenges with dual extrusion. Now, the one here to our left, it has stock firmware. And this was done with Prusa Slicer with a G-code post processor. So we see a little bit of zits here and there, and part of this is tuning, part of this is wipe tower failure. Unfortunately today we've had wipe tower failure as well. But this one here runs Marlin, and one of the things we're taking advantage of is the ooze prevention by lowering one hot end. We have a couple of major problems with dual extrusion printers. One of them is that with both hot ends at the same temperature, you always have a little bit of filament oozing. You can try to retract your way out of it, but I've never had that much luck. The other thing is having the nozzles at the perfect height. Now you look at the Bamboo H2D and it has the dual lifting hot end. Wellsbot did that a long time ago on the Taz Pro. I have a couple more of these units. That one there is a single extruder, and then we have one up there that is a dual extruder, but it has a couple of changes to it. Namely the printed extruders that were very common back in the day. That one was owned by, I believe, Nick Mangione of the Brick Drone Kickstarter. This one was brought to me at 3D Printopia by an 80-year-old gentleman. He wanted it refurbished. So initially we just refurbished it, but then he asked about putting Marlin on it, which I didn't know was possible. And that's really what kickstarted me putting Marlin and Clipper on all these printers. We put Marlin on this, which has been possible since 2019. And then later he complained, he had a G-Tech extruder on this, but he complained about loading filament. So we put a FlashForge Creator Pro Mark 10 on here, which has a constrained filament path. It's really easy to load. And I had originally developed a fan mount for him, but one of the modifications you can do is a fan mount on the extra MOSFET. And the Mark 10 toolhead has that stock. So I don't have the tool, was the profile I developed for him. There's a little bit of white over extrusion here, but I love using this printer as an example of dual extrusion.